What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, and buckle up because today's video is absolutely wild. I'm talking about one of the most shocking, jaw-dropping, completely unexpected developments in the NFL right now. The Dallas Cowboys have officially pulled the trigger on a blockbuster deal that's going to change the entire dynamic of the NFC, and honestly, the entire league. Yes, you heard that right. Trey Hendrickson, the Pro Bowl pass rusher from the Cincinnati Bengals, is now a Dallas Cowboy in a stunning $130 million mega trade. That's sending shockwaves through every sports outlet, every locker room, and every fan base from coast to coast. Jerry Jones has reportedly confirmed the move, and we're diving into every single detail. How it happened, why it happened, and what this means for the Cowboys' Super Bowl chances this season. So sit tight, smash that like button, and let's unpack this insanity. Now let's start from the top. For weeks, there's been chatter around the league that the Cowboys were looking to make a splash before the trade deadline. We heard whispers, rumors, and speculation, everything from calls about Max Crosby to potential interest in Danielle Hunter. But nobody expected Jerry Jones to actually go all in and land Trey Hendrickson, one of the most relentless, high-motor edge rushers in the game today. This move screams urgency, ambition, and confidence that this year could finally be the Cowboys' year. It's the kind of aggressive front office decision we've been waiting for since Dallas last felt like a true Super Bowl contender. And when Jerry Jones wants to make a statement, you better believe he's going to do it loud and proud. So here's what we know. Trey Hendrickson, 29 years old, is coming off yet another dominant season with the Bengals, where he tallied double-digit sacks and was a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. The Cowboys, already boasting Micah Parsons, arguably the most explosive defensive player in football, have just formed what could be the scariest pass-rushing duo in the entire NFL. Imagine trying to block Micah Parsons coming off one edge and Trey Hendrickson crashing in from the other. Offensive coordinators are going to lose sleep, quarterbacks are going to have nightmares, and fans are going to love every second of it. This isn't just a good move, it's a power move. But here's where things get even crazier. The reported deal is worth around $130 million, which makes this one of the largest financial commitments the Cowboys have ever made for a defensive player. That tells you everything about how serious this team is about chasing that elusive sixth Lombardi trophy. Jerry Jones isn't playing it safe anymore. He's looking at his roster. He's looking at Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Parsons, and saying, we have the pieces. Like, we just need that extra push, and Trey Hendrickson might be exactly that. Now, let's talk about how this trade came together, because from what insiders are saying, this deal has been brewing quietly for weeks behind the scenes. The Bengals have been dealing with their own issues, injuries, inconsistency, and questions about their defensive scheme. And with Hendrickson reportedly seeking a new contract extension, it created a perfect storm. The Cowboys saw the opportunity, picked up the phone, and made an offer too good to refuse. Reports suggest that Dallas gave up a combination of high draft picks, possibly a first rounder and a third, along with a depth player on defense to make the deal work. That's a steep price. But when you're trying to win now, when your championship window is wide open, you pay that price. And you know what? This is exactly the kind of boldness that fans have been begging to see from Jerry Jones for years. The Cowboys have always been one of the most marketable, visible, talked about franchises in sports, but it's been a long time since they've taken a swing this big on the trade market. Usually you see other teams making splashy moves, the Rams trading for Von Miller, the 49ers landing Christian McCaffrey, and Cowboys fans were sitting there saying, when's it our turn? Well, folks, that time is now. Now, let's not underestimate the magnitude of what Trey Hendrickson brings to this team. He's not just a guy who racks up sacks. He brings leadership, grit, and a relentless motor that sets the tone for an entire defense. And since arriving in Cincinnati, he's been one of the most consistent and disruptive edge rushers in football. He's the kind of player that elevates everyone around him. And pairing him with Micah Parsons could create the kind of defensive chaos that wins championships. Like, opposing offenses won't know where to look. Do you double team Micah? Hendrickson will eat your lunch. Do you chip Hendrickson with a tight end? Parsons is going straight for your quarterback. And let's not forget, the Cowboys still have DeMarcus Lawrence, Osa Odigizua, and a strong rotation of interior defenders. This front seven might just be the most dangerous in football. And it's not just about the defensive line either. Think about what this means for the secondary. Trevon Diggs, Darren Bland, and that entire backfield are going to benefit from the improved pressure, more hurried throws, more forced turnovers, more opportunities to flip the game script. The Cowboys defense already ranks near the top of the league, but this addition could take them from great to absolutely elite. We're talking 49ers level dominance, maybe even better. Of course, with any big move like this, there's always going to be debate. Some people will say, it's too much money, too many picks, too big of a gamble. But the truth is, you can't win championships without taking risks. The Cowboys have tried the conservative approach for decades, and it hasn't gotten them past the divisional round. Sometimes you have to go all in, and you can feel the energy shift already. From the locker room to the fan base, this move signals that the Cowboys mean business. They're not just trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to win the Super Bowl. Now let's talk about Jerry Jones, because this man deserves credit. Say what you will about Jerry, and yes, he can be unpredictable, outspoken, and emotional, but he's also a competitor through and through. He knows the window is closing on this current core. Dak Prescott isn't getting any younger. Micah Parsons is about to command a massive contract. And every year that goes by without a championship adds more pressure to the legacy of this organization. By making this move, Jerry Jones is telling the world the Cowboys are tired of being a punchline. They're tired of being almost there. They want to be the team that finishes the job. And let's not ignore how the locker room is going to react. You bring in a player like Trey Hendrickson, and it sends a message to everyone on the roster. The front office believes in this group. They're willing to spend money, give up picks, and make bold moves to put them in the best position to win. That's the kind of morale boost that can completely shift a team's mentality. The Cowboys already have swagger, but now they have the firepower to back it up. On the flip side, what does this mean for the Bengals? Losing Hendrickson is going to sting. He was their defensive cornerstone, their tone setter. But if they were facing cap issues or preparing to rebuild certain parts of the roster, it might make sense from their perspective. Maybe they're thinking long-term, clearing space, collecting assets, and preparing for another deep run once they get healthy again. But make no mistake, they just made the Cowboys significantly better. So where do the Cowboys go from here? The expectations just skyrocketed. Every analyst, every sports show, every fan on Twitter is going to be talking about this trade nonstop. The Cowboys will be expected to dominate defensively and make a deep playoff run. Anything less than an NFC championship appearance will now feel like a disappointment. But honestly, that's exactly the kind of pressure this team needs. Pressure creates diamonds, and the Cowboys have all the talent to shine. So as we wrap this up, let's look ahead. The Cowboys have a tough stretch coming up. Division games, primetime matchups, and potential playoff previews. This is where we'll see if the Hendrickson move pays off. Will he and Parsons become the most feared pass rush duo in football? Will the defense rise to historic levels? Will this finally be the year Dallas breaks the curse and hoists that Lombardi once again? The answers are coming soon, and I don't know about you, but I can't wait to find out. All right, Cowboys Nation, that's going to wrap up this breaking news video, but man, what a bombshell this is. Trey Hendrickson in a Cowboys uniform. $130 million on the table. Jerry Jones confirming the deal. The NFC just got a whole lot more interesting. So tell me in the comments, do you love this move, or do you think the Cowboys gave up too much? How far can this team go now with Hendrickson joining Parsons and that ferocious defense? Let's get the discussion rolling. And as always, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never miss breaking Cowboys news, and drop a like. If you're ready to see this team make a run for the Super Bowl, this is your host signing off. Stay hyped, stay loyal, and as always, go Cowboys!